Hi, I'm Shoshana Litman, and I'm thrilled to be able to tell you a story for the Ottawa Children's Storytelling Festival 2022. And I'm speaking to you from the land of the le-kwung-gen people, also the Esquimalt and Songhees Nations, whose long-time friendship with this beautiful land continues to this day. To these good people and all their ancestors, all the people who came before them, I say haichka. And that's how you say thank you in le-kwung-gen. Now, you may already know how to say thank you in le-kwung-gen, but just in case you don't, you could repeat after me. I'll say haichka, and then you say haichka. Are you ready? Haichka. Your turn. Haichka. Awesome. Now, my ancestors came from far, far away, my grandmas and grandpas, and maybe yours did too, or maybe they are from this land. But mine came from so far away from a land called Eastern Europe, from countries like Poland and Ukraine and Lithuania. And they spoke Yiddish there. And to say thank you, they would say a dunk. You may already know that word, but just in case you don't, I'll say a dunk, and then you could repeat a dunk. Here we go. A dunk. Your turn. A dunk. Awesome. Now this story I'm going to tell you, it's a true story. Mostly. It mostly happened. And it's called Cats and Dogs. Long ago, when we lived in the land of the Squaxin people and the Steh-Chass tribe in a city now called Olympia, we had a golden tabby cat named Pete. Oh, Pete was cool. Pete was the boss. You did not mess with Pete. Now, one day, my husband, Todd, brought home a little puppy named Nikki. She was so cute. Can you say, so cute? Try that again. So cute. She was. Oh. Now, since Pete was the boss and you did not mess with Pete, Pete taught Nikki that cats are cool. Could you say those 3 words? Let's try that. Cats are cool, because they are. And so Nikki never bothered Pete, and Pete didn't pay any attention to Nikki. Nah, they got along just fine. Well, one day, Todd got a job up here in the land of the le-kwung-gen people in the city called Victoria. So we packed up our house and we packed up our little boys. Oh, they were so cute. Let's hear you. So cute. And we packed up Nikki, but we did not pack up Pete because Pete, like many cats, preferred to stay where he was. Thank you very much. And since Pete was the boss and you did not mess with Pete, well, we left Pete with the people who moved into our house, and the rest of us went up here to the land of the le-kwung-gen in a city called Victoria, where our little boys, Graham and Raviv, got bigger, and they went to elementary school, where the bigger boy, Graham, brought home a little kitten named Quincy. She was, say it with me now, so cute. Oh. Now, since Nikki had learned from Pete that, say it with me now, 3 words, cats are cool, Nikki was so nice to Quincy that sometimes Quincy would jump into Nikki's little doggy bed and they would sleep together peacefully all the night through. Everybody snore. But you know, dogs can't live forever. None of us can. And so one day, Nikki needed to go to Olam Haba. Those are Hebrew words. Olam means world, and Haba is the next. So Olam Haba is the next world. So when it came time for Nikki to leave Olam Hazeh, now you already know that Olam means world. Hazeh means this. It means this world. When Nikki was ready to leave Olam Hazeh, well, Quincy was right there by her side, and it was so peaceful, but also so sad. Can you cry with me? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, because we missed Nikki, and we missed all the wonderful walks she used to take us on, because as you may know, when you've got a dog, you gotta go outside, no matter what's happening out there. And we found we weren't walking enough without Nikki. So we decided we would get a new dog, but then we couldn't decide what kind of dog to get. Our boys, Graham and Raviv, who were just getting bigger, they wanted a little dog called a pug. Do you know pugs? They have flat faces and curly tails and little short legs. They are, say it with me now, so cute. But they also cost a lot of money. You could do that too if you want. It means a lot of money. And we didn't have enough money for a pug. So we weren't sure what to do. So we just kind of put the decision off. And then one day, Todd had to fly off to another city for work. And so I stayed home with our two boys, Graham and Raviv, and they were playing computer games one night on their father's computer. Now, I bet you like computer games too. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but they sure do. They still do, even though now they're looking down at me because they're taller than I am. They're big. But they loved computer games, and they loved it back then, and I was watching, and it was fascinating. It was fun. But then suddenly there was this sound at the back door. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Could you make that sound? Scratch, scratch, scratch. Now it was dark outside, and we were all alone in the house, and that door was right above where our old dog, Nikki, was buried. So we started thinking, oh no, doggy ghosts. And we started feeling scared. Do you ever feel scared? But then Graham started feeling very brave. Do you feel brave sometimes? You know, you stand taller and you feel like you can do anything. So he just went up to that door and he opened it up. And he looked this way. Didn't see anyone. Looked that way. Still didn't see anyone. And then he looked down the stairs and there was this big golden dog just looking up at him. And she was thirsty, so we brought her a big bowl of water, which she lapped up. You could do that too if you want. Just pretend like a dog would drink like this. And then we looked at the tag on her collar, and it said her name was Keisha, which in an African language called Swahili, it means favorite. And Keisha had a phone number on her tag, so I called the phone number, and I found myself talking to Keisha's owner, Jason, who I already knew, because Jason was our roofer, not a woofer, our roofer. He'd been up on our roof that very day with Keisha, and then there was a loud noise. Can you make a loud noise? Kaboom! Keisha got scared. She ran off, and Jason had no idea where she was. He looked all over for her, couldn't find her. So he was really happy to know that Keisha had come back to the last place where she had seen him, which was this house here, our house. Now, here's the thing. Jason was getting ready to move far, far away to a land called Germany, which is not far from where our ancestors, our grandmas and grandpas came from, near there, Poland and Belarus and places like that, Lithuania and Ukraine. But that was too far away to take a big dog like Keisha. So Jason was looking for a new home for his dog. And we were looking for a new dog for our home. Perfect! And she was free, no money at all. And she even came with food and a big kennel, a big place to sleep. And she was so friendly. Everybody loved her. Everyone, that is, except Quincy the cat. Because you see, Keisha, she's was part Rhodesian Ridgeback. And back in Africa, where this breed first got started, Rhodesian Ridgebacks were used to chase lions. So for a big dog like Keisha, a little cat like Quincy was like moving snack food. She wanted to eat her up, nom, 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 whenever she saw her. So this is what we did. Keisha was only allowed to live on the first floor of our house. She was not allowed to go upstairs. And Quincy, well, she only wanted to live on the second floor of our house. She did not want to come downstairs because Keisha was there. And when they needed to go outside, well, we let them out at different times. And we And, you know, it worked out though, because if ever we let him out at the same time though, Keisha would chase Quincy. So we had to be very careful. And we did this for 5 years. For 5 years. And then one day, it was in the evening actually, it was a Saturday night. We were celebrating Havdalah. That's a Hebrew word which means the one who makes choices, decides between night and day, good and not so good yet. And we can make those kinds of choices too. Hope you make good choices. Oh, as much as you can. So that was on a Saturday night, and we get a big candle with lots of light so that we feel delighted throughout our week. Lots of light. And we sniff sweet smelling spices to make ourselves feel better for the coming week, because we've just celebrated a beautiful rest day and now we're getting ready to work hard. And we also take a little bit of grape juice or wine, sweet stuff. And then we sing a song about Elijah, who's supposed to come and tell us when a great age of peace is arising and everybody's going to get along, even dogs and cats. When who should walk into the room but Quincy? Did you guess that? She hadn't been there for 5 years, but she just walked right into the room. And Keisha, who was sitting down beside me on the floor, didn't do anything. She just watched the cat walk across the room and sit down. And she didn't bark. She didn't try to chase her. She just watched. And they became friends from that time on, mostly. If they were ever outside at the same time, Keisha would still chase Quincy. But Quincy always ran faster because, you remember those 3 words? Cats are cool. Yeah. And when it came time for Quincy to go to Olam Haba, the next world, well, Keisha was right there by her side. And now that Keisha, Quincy, Nikki, and Pete are all in Olam Haba, the next world, well, maybe they're all playing it cool together. Could be. So that's my story, cats and dogs. And I would like to sing you the song about Elijah. Usually we sing it in Hebrew, but I'm going to sing it now in English, and I'll sing it in a way that you can sing it too. Just repeat after me. Elijah, our teacher. Now it's your turn. Elijah, our teacher. My turn. Elijah, our good friend. Your turn. Elijah, our good friend. My turn. Bring us stories. Your turn. Bring us stories of the time when everyone will live in peace. Your turn. Everyone will live in peace, even cats and dogs. And I hope that time comes soon and in our day. And if you want that to happen, you could say Amen. That means you believe it will be so. So I will say, may there come a time of peace for all people and all animals and all beings in our world. And may it come soon and in our time. And if you want that to happen, say Amen. Yeah. So now I'll say Toda Rabba. That means thank you very much in Hebrew. Adank in Yiddish. Heichka in le-kwung-gen. And in sign. And how would a cat say it? Meow. And a dog? Woof, woof. Bye-bye.